Would you believe it? I've done it again. I bought myself another old GS. I just can't help myself. Big Gus is back, people. Big Gus is back. This is a 2004 blue R1200GS. Exactly like my old GS, which I did enjoy, and it only cost $4,000, which in New Zealand money is a pretty good deal. And yeah, I just basically couldn't bear waiting another second for my other brand new bike, which I've been waiting for since the 31st of May, and it's now the 5th of August. So I had to do something while I was waiting. So another project type bike is what I wanted. And here we go. First ride. Hopefully it's okay. My other one was really good, so of course there's no guarantee that this one will be, but we can only hope. Just needs a new battery apparently. The seller's partner brought down a battery, and I think it needs some air in the tyres. It felt a little bit wobbly on the sides, but let's see how we go. I'll have to get in. There's obviously a lot of work that I'm going to have to do to it to make it how I want it, but you know, that's what I like. And Nadine is given it her blessing so long as I sell the Tony, which I have no intention of doing, to be honest. Nice. Back behind. Oops, it would help if I stopped indicating. Hey, how do I stop indicating? There we go. It's been a while. So used to like auto cancelers and yeah, it's always fun getting on a new bike for the first time. And so let me tell you about the bike. It's from what I can tell in Car Jam, either this owner or the previous owner had it for 10 years, and I've seen that the mileage has persistently gone up every year, so it's been ridden and ridden well. It's got 149,000 Ks, which is under 100,000 miles, and my last GS was 206, and I think I put on 7 or 8. So yeah, I had a brief once over. Everything looks how I was expecting, nothing funny. Kind of know what to look for now that I know these GSs, but yeah, back on the big old air cooler, air breathing monster. What a pleasure. Sorry. Just going to take it into Datacom, park it downstairs and get back to work. It's definitely got a bit of grunt still. Nice torque. I'd forgotten about the GS torque. I'm so used to sluggish Tony. So it doesn't turn well. That's interesting. I think it's the tires. I'll have to check the tires. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely wants to turn in. I think those tires are probably a bit old. Probably need a little bit of love. Cool. Let's get through here and go book a place downstairs. Let's have a look. Pretty much a standard GS. Nice that it's got the panniers, and nice that they're the correct key. So that was a bit of a boon. I wasn't expecting the keys to be all the same, so that's helpful. Otherwise, it's not blue. It's black. No, it's a navy. It's a navy color. Yeah, it's all good. Bike number 4, Stuart. Got to stop collecting, man. And off we are on my way home, hopping back onto the highway quickly at lunchtime. And the clock says 3:44. There's no way it's 3:44. It could be 144 maybe. Okay, it'll be interesting to see how it handles at speed. So here I am on my way home, thinking aloud, why am I sitting on the back of another GS? I've already had two. I've had a G650GS, I then traded up to a R1200GS, an old one, 2004, and ever since I sold Big Gus, is what I called the big one, the 1200, I sold Gus to be able to afford, well, not to afford, but to fund a project, and the project was the Cafe Racer, the K100. So although I got a lot more for my Gus than I did when buying the K100, I put a lot of cash into it, so it only cost me $2.5 grand, but I put in at least $10,000 extra into that, into Tony, or my K100 RS Cafe Racer, who's now 40 years old. And I love doing that, and it was worth it to put the funds from selling the GS into it. But I've always missed it. I mean, it's a huge bike, it's old. So they've just brought out the 1300, which is a dream machine. This bike only cost me $4,000 instead of 40-something thousand dollars for a new one. And yes, it's got 150k on the clock, or just under 100,000 miles. But my last one had over 200 and was purring along just fine, and this one feels absolutely fine. Feels like it's purring and feels just the same as my old Gus. And it's also 2004. Instead of being red, it's silver and blue. I like it. I really like it. And I bought it again. I was told that I couldn't have 4 bikes because I couldn't fit them in the garage. So this is an enormous animal. I'm going to have to find a way to get all 4 in. I have been asked to sell Tony. I don't want to sell Tony, I love Tony. And I would have sold Tony if I was going to buy a newer GS. Like if I was prepared to spend 10 to 15 grand on a newer GS, you know, maybe a 5-year, 8-year-old GS, then I would have sold Tony. But I like Tony too much, and I wanted to have some fun in the GS, and this one came up at a good price, and it seems like it's in good condition. Now that I've inspected it and taken it for a ride, it feels like it's in good condition. And it's only 4 grand, so even if I have to flick it on or something doesn't pan out, it's not a difficult thing to flick on and get back to the other 3. But in this way I can keep Tony, because I don't need to fund anything on this bike. This bike is just for having a bit of fun, so that's why I got it. I would have preferred a different model, you know, maybe a slightly newer one, but for the budget, it's perfect, absolutely perfect. And I always love having little projects on the go. So, you know, I'm going to replace the windshield, I'm going to fix these handlebars, look a bit beaten up, I'm going to put the GPS on it, I'm going to customize it and do all the fun stuff that I like doing on my bikes, and then decide what to do thereafter. But it's come with panniers, the BMW, the lovely BMW panniers, and let me tell you something, although you can buy them second hand, they're kind of rare, and to get them new, it's like 2 grand on its own, half the price of what I bought the bike for. So yeah, it's ready for traveling, right? It's ready for adventure. If I want to hop on the bike and take some beating, I can head out and just hit the hills like I can on all my other bikes. Okay, I'm making excuses, I just like bike. Get off my back, I just want more. Oh, more bike. So yeah, what fun. I'm going to go and pack it safely away in the garage. It's got a new rego, get it washed this week, and start having some more fun. Can't wait. I had forgotten just how good the brakes are on a GS. They are power assisted. They're certainly very strong. I'm assuming the ABS works, otherwise there'd be a light. These things have problems with their ABSs, but this one appears to be fine. I haven't tested it. I don't know what the tyres are like. I think they need... they looked okay tread-wise, and the bike has been ridden. You know, I checked on CarJam. I checked that it's been ridden every year consistently since it was new. It hasn't been sitting. So that's good. It's always good to get a bike that has been riding regularly every year. So it's an operational bike, and so that's good. But we'll check out the tyres. The tyres might need to be replaced. Do you know, I don't even know if it's got spokes or whether it's got rims. I'm assuming it's got normal rims like my previous one. I've never had spokes, and I don't particularly want spokes because then you've got to have a rubber tube inside. But yeah, I guess I'll have to jump off and have a look when I get back home. Another impulse buy by yours truly.